Welcome back to another episode of Import Modify, guys. I know it's been a little over 2 weeks since I uploaded a video. My apologies for that, but my wife, she's been away on job training. She's finally gotten back. Things in the household has finally gotten back to normal. The schedule has finally gotten back to normal. So, but quick note, I want to give a shout out to all you moms out there. You guys do a lot of work. I got a good taste of all that, you know, while she was gone. And I got to tell you, y'all stay real busy. So shout out to all you moms. I appreciate what you do from the bottom of my heart. I truly do. But moving on back to the subject at hand, we got the Z31 here. If you watched the beginning of the clips, you saw that I was installing my Tach adapter. I got my Tach adapter in, and I also upgraded the power transistor to a new modern power transistor. Now these right here, I got this from a 92 Maxima. I got it at O'Reilly's. It's a PW2 power transistor, and I found it under, I think, ignition control module is what they called it at O'Reilly's, but it's for a 92 Nissan Maxima. It has the same connection. The only thing you have to do to it is swap the black and green lead around. I did that, plugs right in, and it's supposed to give you a lot better throttle response because it is a newer item, a more modern technology type of an item. So I went ahead and upgraded that power transistor to a newer type of transistor. And for the wiring on this adapter right here, it's pretty straightforward. It comes with this connector here that plugs into the MSD Tach output. You just plug that in right there, and you got this red wire. You just splice that into where the red wire from the MSD box connected to. And then this black wire right here, you want to eliminate the white wire from the MSD box, and you connect that black wire where the white wire wants connected to. And that is pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the wiring and get it all nice and pretty, but I just wanted to show you how that wiring is on it. It's pretty straightforward. The part number on this Tach adapter here, they have two types of Tach adapters that MSD makes. They make an 8910 and an 8910 EIS. You guys, with these types of cars, you have to get the 8910 EIS module, because this car does not come equipped with a ballast resistor. The 8910 is for a ballast resistor type of ignition, which were on the older cars with the points type distributor. This car does not have the ballast or the points in the distributor, so you have to get the 8910 EIS. If you put in an 8910 non-EIS, you're going to have the Tach jumping around at higher RPM, so be sure you get the EIS for this car. So I'm going to go ahead real quick, crank it up, let you guys hear it, and I'll show you how the Tach is working. There you guys go. Got a good working Tach now. Can't be happier with it. Now I can see where I'm revving out at. Throttle response seems pretty good. Got that new transistor in there, so everything should work out just fine. So on my previous episode, I told you guys I got a bunch of goodies in, and I did. And now that we're in a new episode, I told y'all I would show y'all what I got, and I told y'all that it would make a good, decent increase in power. So, oh, excuse me, I got some Mountain Dew coming up. Anyway, so to show you guys what I got a T3 T4 turbo, and I got a max speeding rod T3 T4 turbo. I was looking at some videos on these turbos, and they seem pretty good bang for the buck. Now I bought this turbo at $120. And for the price, you just can't beat it. And for the amount of power it's going to produce, that is a small price to pay for the power increase that we're going to have in the car. So good to go on that. And also to control the increase of power, I got an Apex SAFC2. And my shopmate actually sourced this out for me online at one of the Facebook groups he's in. We're able to get this for like 65 bucks. So between the Apex fuel controller and the turbo, I didn't even spend 200 bucks. So that is a pretty good bang for the buck. Now the MSD kit right here, I've been having that MSD laying around for years. That was no money spent. And well, actually it was 100 bucks spent. I spent 100 bucks on it in the past. But this Tach adapter right there, that was like 60 bucks. The coil right here, I think I spent 50 bucks on that, and 50 bucks for the power transistor. So very small price to pay for the results you get on that. And to make everything work for the connection on the turbo, I went ahead and I got a restrictor plate with the 1/4 MPT connection. I got a feed line, which has got the 90-degree angle and a straight angle right there. These are 1/4 MPT. and I got a 1/4 MPT adapter right there that threads into the block. Now the threads on the block are actually an M12 by 1.5. So this is a 12 by 1.5 thread right here that goes to the block. And this is an MPT 4 connection right there. And that's pretty much all you need to feed it to the turbo. And for the drain, I'm just gonna get a hose and make it all work with the turbo here. I believe the stock drain will bolt up to it. If not, in my box of parts in the back, I do have a T3 T4 drain kit, and I'll source that out and get that all connected up. So I got some various couplers here. I'm undecided real well actually how I'm gonna make it all work, but I got a couple different ones here to see how I'm gonna make it work, so we'll be covered on that. And I also got me a gasket kit for doing the intake manifold gasket and all that stuff. So I'm gonna end up taking the intake manifold off and getting the vacuum lines all cleaned up just to make the engine bay look a whole lot better. So on that, pretty much sums it up what I got for parts. And also one thing is I'm not really happy with the stock ride height on the car, and in my budget right now I just don't have enough money to spend on coilovers. So I started sourcing out drop springs, and iBox sells like an inch drop spring. I want more than an inch, and I was looking around, and you know, drop springs for this car is pretty hard to come by. And there was a suspension company out of the UK called Low Suspension, and I ended up finding a set of drop springs for the Z31, and they were rated at 35 millimeter, and if you round that off to the inches, it's like a 1.4 inch drop. Then after the springs settle, it should give me around 1.5, 1.6 inch drop. I was really wanting a 2-inch drop, but beggars can't be choosers. And I ended up getting these springs here. I got them in for like $220 shipped to the United States. So this ought to give me a better looking, you know, stance with the drop and everything. And we'll just have to see how that works. So on this episode, that's what we'll be taking care of. We'll be installing the drop springs on the car. I'll do a shot before and after, and we'll see how well it looks in the end. And you guys can decide if that's something you want for your Z31 or not. So it's just right now, this car actually has brand new KYB shocks in it. So it ought to work really well with the springs. And then later on, when I decide to buy coilovers, I put coilovers in it. But right now, for the theme of the car, I'm looking for just a good daily driver that makes good power, and I'm not spending a whole lot of money. So anyway, guys, I got an announcement to make. I actually bought an item that I'm going to be giving away here in the next couple episodes, and it's a pretty cool item. I own one myself. I've used it in the past. It's a good tool for, you know, doing tuner cars. And the good thing about this item is that it's universal. You can use it on whatever car you have, modern, old, whatever. So I'm going to be showing you guys what I got later on in the episode, and 2 key things that you're going to have to do to be able to win the thing is you're going to have to, 1, be a subscriber, and 2, I'm going to tell you what keyword to leave in the comments section. And then what I'm going to do when I decide to give it away is I'm going to get everybody who dropped that keyword and subscribe to my channel, and we'll do a random drawing, and I will announce the winner on a future episode and mail that out to y'all. So stay tuned. It's going to be a really cool item, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will be stoked to try to enter and get it. So enough of the rambling. Let's go ahead and let's get this car lifted up. We're going to get the wheels off and everything, and we're going to get these springs installed. So looking at the back here, it doesn't seem like this spring is under a whole lot of tension with it just in the resting position. So what I believe I'm gonna do here is just unbolt the bottom shock right here and have my stand underneath the lower control arm and just lower it down enough to where I can pull these out and put the new springs in place. So let's go ahead and do that. So the front assembly is going to be a little bit more involved. Basically what we got to do here is take the brake caliper off and the mount brackets here for the brake line that go to the shock housing. Just move the whole brake caliper assembly off to the side, undo the ball joint bolts right here on the bottom, and then undo the upper mounts right there. And I'll take the whole assembly off with the knuckle and all that. I got this tool right here. It's a spring compressor tool. Basically it just threads in and clamps it down, so I got that going right there, and the spring is pretty loose in there, so it's ready for the top hat to come off. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the top hat off, compress the spring, and install the new one. Alright guys, I ran into a snag, and that little tool that I was using on the ground to compress the spring, it's one of the fittings stripped, and it was kind of on its way out. It finally went, so I ended up putting it here on the wall mount spring compressor, and even with it's compressed all the way down, I really can't get the nut fitted on the top here. So I'm gonna have to call it the night. I'm gonna go rent one of those spring compressor tools at AutoZone or whatnot, and get back in the morning and finish what I had started today. So see you guys tomorrow. Here taking a test drive in the car to let the suspension settle, because when I lowered the car I didn't really see that much of a difference, and I can definitely tell a difference in the stiffness of the springs over the stock ones, and that at least is a plus. So hopefully after this little test drive right here the springs will settle a little bit, but I know typically it takes a couple of days for that to take place. But I can definitely tell just going side to side, this thing, it handles pretty damn good compared to the way it did. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it back in the shop and we'll see what the difference is. All right guys, so we're back from that little test drive, and I can't really tell a difference in the ride height between before and now. At least the suspension is stiffer, so I do have that working for me. After I drive it for a week or so, hopefully the suspension will settle and I'll get that drop that the company advertised. But we're gonna go ahead now and move on and talk about the giveaway. And you have to meet 2 requirements in order to win it. You have to 1, be a subscriber, and 2, enter in the comment section below the keyword I'm gonna tell you here in a minute. And I'm going to do this for the next couple episodes until the car is done with the upgrade, and then I'll get all the entrants that entered tallied up, and then we'll do a drawing and I'll announce it and mail it to the lucky winner. So what I have here is a pretty cool tool. As long as you have a cigarette lighter, it doesn't matter if your car is old or new, it will work if that's not giving too much away. So what I have is a Tach Performance Meter Pro, and this thing right here is a pretty cool tool. It measures your 0 to 60 acceleration time, your quarter-mile time and speed, your cornering G's, 60 to 0 braking distance, and horsepower reading, accurate up to 3%. Now I can't confirm or deny it, but I could tell you that it is a fun tool to use, and also it'll give you an idea if you had any gains to the part you upgraded or if you lost your money. So but anyway, the way it works is you have a suction cup here that sticks to your windshield. You plug it into your cigarette lighter. You have a selection switch right here for whatever it is you want to measure. Read the user manual. It'll tell you how it all works. Then after that, you go ahead and off you go. You're making measurements and having fun with the tool. So just a little way for me to say thank you to my subscribers, and I do appreciate all you guys who watch my channel. Now, a good thing is I don't have a lot of subscribers, so that increases the chances of one of you guys winning it. So for the keyword on this prize, it's going to be #GTech. So #GTech in the comment section below for this episode, and that will enter you in for a chance to win this bad boy. And that's about all I got on this episode, guys. Hope you guys liked the episode. If you did, go ahead, hit the thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified of future uploads, and like, comment, subscribe, and share. See you guys on the next episode.